Number one comedian here in Philadelphia. Number one comedian here in Philadelphia.
PlatinumTouch the show you all been waiting on. And now, it's time for the Hill-arious Show with comedian Malcolm Hill.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, comedian Malcolm Hill. And I don't know if I'm muted, but it's all good. What up? It's your boy, comedian Malcolm Hill. This is the Hill-arious Show, each and every Thursday at 7 o'clock. We got a great show for y'all today. We got my man, one of the funniest, actually another one of the funny Philadelphia comedians. My man Chase is in the building. He's gonna be on here. Plus at 5 of 8, we're gonna have my man Obona Higgins with the final word. Very, very funny. I lost my voice. You know, I haven't slept in 2 days. And I lost my voice, so this show, you know what I mean, it's going to be good, but we're going to do this thing, man. And before I start, I got to bring my co-host on, my man, N.A., where you at, man? Where you at,
what up,
man?
What up, bro?
What up, homie? How you been, man?
I've been good. Sal, you got a frog in your throat.
No, man, listen, I hosted karaoke. They got me hosting karaoke on Wednesdays. Oh, that reminds me. This show is brought to you by His and Hers Restaurant, 2016 South Street. Make sure you get down there every Wednesday. It's Karaoke Wednesdays, hosted by yours truly, comedian Malcolm Hill, and the Hill-arious Show. We are definitely going to be in the building every Wednesday at 8 o'clock from 8 to 11. They did until 8 to 12, but anyway, 8 to 12. Make sure you come out and support that, man. How was your week? How was your week, Big Nate?
Oh man, my week was pretty well, man. I can't complain. This was a better week than last week. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, so definitely a great week, man. Blessed.
Man, listen. Let me tell you that karaoke last night. When you hosting karaoke, you know, me as a comedian, they always want me to host that. Me as a comedian, when I see people can't sing, you know, I'm laughing and I'm talking about them, but then I realize if I talk about them, it make people not want to get up there and sing the karaoke. But when I see people getting up, the one girl, she got up there and she's messing up the words. So then she had the nerve to say, well, wait a minute, put the words up on the screen. So they put the words up on the screen and she couldn't even read that. She was worse trying to read the words than it was with her trying to sing. And I'm laughing and people like, you can't laugh because the people scared to get up there because I'm on the mic and I'm talking, man. It was bananas, man. But
It's kind of difficult to do that, to be a comedian and try to do that too.
It is so hard.
You don't never know when to cut it off.
No, I don't know when to cut it off. I don't cut it off in a funeral. I don't cut it off in a church. I don't cut it off. That's how I'm living. And when I'm up there and them people is man, it's funny, but I had to tone it down and let the people sing. And everybody had a great time. Yo, and let me tell you, listen, real quick about this karaoke, right? It was the funniest thing. The owner, first of all, I want to thank everybody that came out and supported Karaoke Wednesdays at His and Hers Restaurant. But the owner was standing there as a white guy. And because he don't want to get shut down, because it was packed because I promoted, everybody promoted it, and it was packed. And
none of y'all had a mask on.
Right. No. People had masks on, but once they started drinking and he said, Malcolm, can you try to, you know, get them to like sit down? And I'm like, homie, you know what I'm saying? This ain't happening, right? So most of the people were sitting down, but it was a table with about 5 girls, right? And hold on, let me describe the girl. The one girl was tall. This one was like tall, and she had some weight to her. I mean, she was the type of tall that she would punch her boyfriend in the mouth tall. Like if you go with her, you better be prepared. You might get punched in the mouth. That kind of tall. So this chick was tall, right? Then it was the big girl. It was the big girl with them, and she had on the tight shirt, and her chest is just coming out of the shirt, and they drunk. Then they had the small girl, and the small girl was more rowdier than all of them. The small girl is twerking on top of the table. I lie to you not. Once they was drinking, so but everybody was having a good time, and it was funny. But the funny part about it, the owner was like, Malcolm, don't talk to that table with them girls no more. He said, because I said, well, why not? He said, because I want them to leave, because it's people in line outside trying to get in. And I'm like, okay. He said, no, but they've been here since 5 o'clock. And I'm like, okay, cool. But I said to him, I said, listen, brother, do you see that tall girl? Do you see the big girl? Do you see that little girl? They will tear this motherfucker up if you try to tell them to leave. I said they would turn this motherfucker inside out. If you tell, it's a white guy, if you tell black women they got to leave because you want to make more money from somebody. Now, answer this question, people. If you're on the line, answer this question. If you was a bar owner and people was in line to get in, but it's people that was there since 5 o'clock, they ain't spending no more money, but they laughing, having a good time, but they're not spending no more money, and they holding up the table. Do you want them to leave, or so you can try to bring in the new people so you can get all their money, or do you say, I mean, was he right for wanting them to leave? And answer that. If anybody else can type in there, answer that.
Well, as a business person, I mean, due to the fact that Corona, I feel like it should have been better stipulations. Like it should have been another check. Like, because if they come in at 5 o'clock and the event doesn't start until whatever time it starts, they definitely got to roll. So what he should have did, normally when we do our events, what we do is we let you stay all the way into the time until the event start. But once that event is about to start, we make everybody either go straight out and they can come back in from paying or pay inside.
Oh no, I think they paid.
Or is the karaoke free?
No, it was $10. $10.
Huh? You can't. No, if you paid for they're not coming at 5 o'clock and pay. They didn't pay shit.
Oh, okay. They might not.
You know what I'm saying? It was already in there. That's why he wanted them out. Absolutely, they got to go. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to go because y'all ain't gonna drink no more. Right? You're twerking on my table. I did like the boy from what was that state? I'd have put him out anyway. You're twerking on my table. Now,
the little one.
See, I'm gonna tell you what happened. You just like their energy because it was fun for you to do what you want to do. For a comedian, yeah, that was great.
It was beautiful.
But as a business owner, yeah, they got to go. I wouldn't have asked you though. I'd have got the bouncer to go get them and say, listen,
no. I said, no. I said, excuse me, to the owner. I said, do not tell them they got to leave because they will turn this motherfucker out.
But that wasn't the main reason. You did that because you knew this was right here is what you was gonna mess with all day long to make it
all day long. The little one working up on the table, the big girl, the tall girl. It was like.
But you're supposed to tell them, look, I'm not your security. I'm here just to do a job.
No, the show was about to be over. They was drinking. And if you tell black folks they got to leave anywhere while other people is staying,
you know what you do?
That motherfucker out.
That's why they need the cop out there.
Yeah, they're gonna need a cop. So I said,
no, the cop out there.
I told them, no, don't say nothing to them. Do not say nothing to them people. Okay, whatever you do not tell black people, women, that they got to leave while everybody else is still in there. Oh, Lord. And that tall one, whoa.
That's the one you like. That's the one. That's the one you want. You didn't want her to go.
The little one. I wanted the little one. The little one was fine.
You normally like the big ones.
Yeah, no, I like the little one. The little one you can just carry her and put her anywhere you want. You can put her all over the place. But that karaoke was crazy, man. Y'all got to come. Listen, come out there next Wednesday. Trust what I tell you. It's a crazy time, man. But
Yeah.
you
We
know,
might bless you one time.
Oh, no.
Since you stole my idea to karaoke, we might go and steal half of them out of there for our Friday night karaoke that we're about to start.
Listen. Oh yeah. And I seen on the news, right, about the preacher, about the pastor. They got into a fight at his church.
Oh yeah, we got that clip right here. I pulled that clip up. Ryan G, run that clip.
He wanted
Ryan
them
G.
to pay $1,000.
Taking congregations to task for not serving the community in their estimation as those churches should. They say something doesn't add up when a pastor makes a lot of money, drives a luxury car, and yet the people who live near his church are in poverty. A scuffle inside the sanctuary after New Era Detroit protests during a worship service.
Bro, let me go, man. Let's go.
Zeke, the leader of the group, offered no apologies for the dust-up at Great Faith Ministry Saturday, only the reasoning behind it.
This situation is bigger than just Wayne T. Jackson. This is about black churches and black pastors who live a lavish life on behalf of the people, and they're not giving back to their community.
He's referring to Bishop Wayne T. Jackson, the wealthy pastor that welcomed Donald Trump, drives a Rolls Royce, and lives in a mansion. Zeke was there for the offering Saturday.
When they started the offering at $1,000, and then they said if you don't got $1,000, then do $300. And if you don't got cash, then we got ATM machines. I don't understand that logic. I don't understand that way of thinking, and I don't understand that to be what religion is.
New Era Detroit says the neighborhood surrounding Great Faith Ministries is by and large impoverished.
This guy has networks, churches, fancy cars, you know what I mean, $1 million houses, and it's babies in this community that's going without food at night. Somebody has to be frustrated about this enough to do something that will get people's attention.
That was vicious.
he started at
$1,000.
He didn't say give me what you want. He started, the bidding starts at $1,000. Okay, we're not taking no change. We're not taking no fives, no tens. We start at 1,000. Okay, and if you can't afford 1,000, we got a Mac machine over there, and you can get out 300. Okay,
that's that. Where's that church at again?
I don't know. It might be somewhere in West Philly. It got to be West Philly church.
No,
it got to be in West Philly.
It was so funny, the headline, that I didn't even listen to where the church was at. Like that. Oh, he got it though. They said he had a mansion.
They started fighting. They started running. He didn't get that money. Those people started cutting up in there. So
I wonder how much money they got before the fight.
You think somebody tipped in $1,000? You think somebody gave up?
I think they really was mad because whoever else was in on it wasn't getting a cut.
No. It's one of them tall girls.
One of the tall girls.
Big girls stood up and said, "Hell no!" And they start cutting up. He started at $1,000.
Hey, let's get Chase on here, man, and then see what he think about this, man. Get Chase on here.
Listen, man. Each and every week, I try to bring some of the funniest comedians, that I've worked with, some of the funniest cats, in the city. And this brother coming up here right now, I watched him from the beginning and watched him how he is now. He is definitely somebody y'all need to go out and see. Definitely, doing his thing in the comedy game, man. He's a rising star. So make some noise for my man Chase. Make some noise for Chase.
Okay,
what up, Chase?
We good?
Yeah, we good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man?
What up?
Hey, man, I'm chilling, man. I'm trying to get some of that pastor money though.
He started at $1,000. He didn't say, "Give me what you got," and if somebody might have 1,000, he said, "We're starting at 1,000. So when you come up to the front, have $1,000 in your hand. Okay, when you come up here, have 1,000. And the Mac machine is right over there, just in case you need to, get some money. Go to the Mac machine right over there. It started at 1,000. Okay,
$1,000.
Right, $1,000. And he's driving around.
And he prayers like he in an auction, like he in an auction. He just throwing prayers. I got $20, $25, 30, 40, 45. Pray over there.
I actually was at a church like that. I'm really being serious. in Lindenwold, New Jersey. I'm not going to say the name of the church because it's a big church and y'all might know the pastor. But I know they said, come up there with 100, come up there with 50, and we'll take the change. So after the 50 is we'll take the change. I've never seen nothing like that. That was my first time seeing that. And they was like throwing money up at the altar, throwing it at the altar. And people was running and he was snapping on their head and they was falling. Yo, I was like, yo, what's going on here? I asked my wife, who was at, it's a family member. She goes to the church. It was supposed to be a Christian. I said, I'm thinking I'm about to see strippers. Like, I didn't know what was going on in there, man. Listen, it's crazy.
I used to go to church with my grandma.
In all fairness and all realness, probably one of the biggest hustles there is. You know, no
absolutely.
Disrespect to God, and no disrespect to yourself, but church is definitely one of the biggest hustles. These pastors, these preachers, these deacons, they're in it for the fame, they're in it for the fortune, and a lot of people doing the wrong things for the right things for the wrong reasons. And money is what they say. The love of money is the root of all evil.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
When I was a kid, right, I used to go to church with my grandmother, and it was this one lady that would always jump up out the blue and start talking in tongues and start shaking, and then she falls and hits the ground. Like every week, like I'll be waiting for her to just start to shaking and trembling and all that. And I'm looking like, come to find out, she's related to the pastor. They was working together. So after she do all that, then they start passing out the bucket. They start passing out the bucket after she starts shaking, and trembling and all that. Then that music start playing and they start hitting them drums. And she, then they say, all right, bring that money over here. Like, no.
Uncle Dave said not all of them.
Not all of them. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that thing was turned. The church when I was a kid, man.
Not all of them.
Not all of them. Well, you know, I go to E9, and E9, we don't do it like that.
E9?
We don't do it like that. E9. We ain't got to do it like that because we got 25,000 members.
you ain't, yeah. Everybody E9 is well off.
Yeah.
They get me 10%.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't have 10% for them.
But I can't afford E9 blessings right now, man.
Listen, E9.
No, yes, he definitely does a lot for the community. Shout out to Pastor Wilder. He does a lot for the community. Absolutely.
Yes, he does. But the people that go there got some money. They ain't like them little corner joints, people struggling, trying to do it. You coming in there and you know what I'm saying? They got money in there.
But one thing I can say about Pastor Wilder, that's why I go, Uncle Dave. He makes it to where you can make money. He supports all the businesses, you know, and he makes sure, like, if it's something that you can do, he do put you on. Definitely.
True story about who?
When
I was growing up, I felt connected to church. So I told my mom I wanted to go to church. She sent me to the church, and you know, I didn't really like it. I went to another church. I didn't really like it. Then I went to this nice church. Man, the word was great. The pastor was great. And at that moment, I was like, I want to be a pastor. But as I got older, I didn't really want to learn about God. I just wanted the same Cadillac that the preacher was driving.
You ain't cool. He ain't cool.
He ain't cool. Just wanted the same Cadillac he had.
Like the women used to drool over him. He was single. I was like, I want that right there. I want to be a man of that kind of guy right there. That's what I need in my life.
When I was going to church, when I first was going to church, this was way back in the day.
Oh, Lord.
It was a white pastor, and he kept talking thou shalleth, noteth, weigheth, and all this. Everything was a noteth and a weigheth, and I said, man, I don't understand what you're saying. Once he got out of there, and the black ones got up in there and started playing them drums, that's what I was going. But in the beginning, thou shottest, knoweth, and the Lordeth will cometh, downeth on thee. I'm like, what are you talking? Once the blacks got in there, start playing them drums, and that lady started shaking, and she's shaking, and she falling on the floor and flopping. That's when the church was turned. That probably was the beginning of the crump days.
No, but I'm gonna tell you something though. The funniest thing is, one time I was at the Happy Inn up on in the Southwest, right?
Right.
So I seen one of the acting pastors in there at E9 from E9.
Mhm.
So I was embarrassed because I was in there drinking. But I seen him pop in. So I'm trying to hide. I'm like, oh, I don't want him to see me. So I'm like,
what was he doing in there?
So I said that because he caught me. He said, hey.
No, you caught him.
No, but he caught me too. Because he said, hey, what you doing? So I said, no, the question is what you doing in here? And he said, well, I'm only here to get the mussels, and they're very delicious. And he said, and also, what better place to be to find sinners than right in here?
Oh, so he was going in there to get the sinners out of there, but he looking at the strippers.
No, he wasn't. I ain't gonna lie, he wasn't looking at nobody but that food. But I think he was peeping to see what was in there, what was going on.
Somebody up in there. He was trying to.
I was going to tell Pastor Weil on him, but he cleaned that thing up. Definitely.
Listen, Chase, you got a lot of fans. You got a lot of fans on here. I want to know about you. Well, I know about you, but I want the people to know about you. First of all, how long you been doing stand-up comedy, and what made you get into doing comedy? Because people don't know you about 6'14"? What are you? 6 what?
6'14". Is that even that's not even a number?
Oh, well, you 6 up there.
You mean
you only can go to 12, 6'14".
Well, you 6'14". How long you been doing comedy?
I'm 6'4". I started comedy. I'm celebrating my 11th year doing comedy maybe a couple of weeks ago.
I ain't gonna say a couple of weeks ago.
And I started doing comedy. I mean, I was a class. I was a class clown. I love the
tallest class clown I've ever seen.
When I saw the when I seen the preacher up there getting all that attention, I'm like, well, I gotta figure out a way to get that attention too.
So you actually started in elementary school being funny around your students, right? But you so tall, ain't nobody gonna say, you know what I'm saying? You about 6'4". Back then, everybody was 5'4", 5'2". You about you know what I mean?
Well, I wasn't that tall back then. I was short. I was a short Ronnie kid, but I started stand up in 2010. At the Laugh House, 2010 Laugh House. And the reason why I started is because I just wanted a platform to make people laugh. Facebook was my first platform.
That's decent. Facebook, a lot of people
first platform. I signed up.
That's decent. A lot of people, for you to say you're like one of the only persons that I've known to get on here and say that you started at the Laugh House. That's like something that you want to get to, but to start there, that's saying something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do they normally do it like Malcolm like that?
Oh,
I'm not a comedian.
I started at the Laugh House too. He's talking about open mic night. It was open mic night.
Open mic. Okay, it was open mic now. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Everybody.
So
basically
everybody from Philly did it like that.
It was open. It was a big show for me. It was opening night. It wasn't no open mic. It was opening night.
It's just a big night.
No.
So Malcolm, hey Chase, Malcolm done shot everything down like, nigga, you ain't did nothing no different from nobody else.
No, everybody, all Philadelphia comedians started out.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I thought everybody started at Mill Creek.
Nah,
you know what I mean, or around the neighborhood. Like, I thought that was the first joint. I thought y'all started with that boy Dave, and then y'all went to. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you. Hold on.
Yeah, that's my guy.
First show.
Yeah, that was your second show.
That boy Dave, I love him to death.
Yeah,
Hold on,
Dave.
That's my man.
Listen, that boy Dave brought me on.
He showed a lot of comedians
I've ever brought on in before. We about to do. We doing comedy at Mill Creek, and he gonna be on stage hosting, and he says, "Oh, we gonna start comedy." This is my introduction. We're Malcolm. Oh, there you go. Hey, that was it. That was the introduction. You know how you supposed to say, coming to the stage, make some noise. He says, oh, we gonna start comedy. Where Malcolm at? Malcolm, you out there? Where you at? Oh, okay, there you go. All right.
Hey, yo, Dave, the best that ever did it.
Malcolm, my worst show and my first show of a bomb was the show you put me on at Harambe's.
Harambe.
Fuck you, Malcolm.
Okay, that was my uncle's spot.
I remember that.
Yeah,
but you was new. You wasn't doing it that long.
What's new? They had the DA. They had DA out there, CIA, the FBI.
Oh yeah,
they
everybody
came through and shut that shit down. And then Malcolm gonna say, "Where check?" I was on the outside. I had to sneak in through the.
I remember that
because they locked the doors.
For those of you that don't know,
and then as soon as I came, I'm ventilated with dust and shit on me. Malcolm was like, "You up next?" I'm like, "God damn!" I got up there and I bombed so fucking big.
Yeah.
Me that night.
I didn't think, yo, I'm gonna be real with you. After that night, I thought I would never see you doing stand-up comedy ever again. I was like, no, he not doing this
I quit. Nigga,
yeah, I remember you
I
did.
Came back, you called me.
Yeah.
The only reason why I came back, you called me the next morning. You was like, yo, best friend, brush it off. Don't worry about it. The best spell, the best fuck up. I got another show for you. Sell these tickets. We out.
Yep.
Yeah,
sell these
that's
tickets.
all he worried about. That's all he worried about is those tickets. Sell those tickets. I got you. Yeah,
you knew when you knew in the game, you got to sell those tickets. You got to sell those tickets. You ain't getting on my stage unless you selling those tickets. You know that, Chase.
You said, "Come on, sell them tickets and fuck up, and I'ma laugh at you." You ain't cool, Malcolm. You ain't cool at all.
Nah,
seriously.
I'm best friend. You tell you that.
Hey, Chase,
best friend.
Hey, Chase, tell me this, Chase. Like you said, you've been doing it, since 2010. What was like your favorite city that you killed? Your favorite city? You can name two because you can probably go act like you killed all of them, but you can name two. Chastity, yeah, I know you're from the happy end.
I can't. No, I know from the happy end. No, I can't say. I don't. My out of town shows was all good. I don't have one over. I don't have no best shows. I mean, they all pretty decent. I can talk about my bad shows. I can tell you,
Damn.
I went all the way out to LA.
Dang, I ain't never heard nobody say that. Well, what happened in LA?
You had some bad shows in the beginning.
I get on the plane. I had a show in LA. I had a show in California somewhere. So I hit up my folks in LA. I went to LA, jumped on stage. Now, the show I did in I forget what part of California was in, I killed that shit. So when you kill a show, my chest is all big, and I'm like, yo, I'm the best thing out here. And then I get to LA and hit the stage, and they looking like, man, where y'all find this motherfucker at, man? And I was like, you know what? I'm about to call malcolmhill and quit again, man, because this shit is not.
The difference with that is I had a comedian I used to manage, y'all probably know him, Show Off or Show Enough. And he went to LA talking that former mill shit, but nobody knew about it. You know what I'm saying? So like if you do stuff in Philadelphia, you got them Philly jokes. Voiceovers is always gonna be good if they know the voice. But if you somewhere where they don't know what former mills is, they just looking at you with crickets. So that kind of like had him looking crazy. Yeah. But it tore him because he was like, and then he was on there and Kim Coles was like, yo, why you on here with your lips so ashy? They was going in on him. You know what I mean? That was the one that Spanky and Kev was running up kind of like in the background of that, but Spank was on that joint. Spank actually had lost and some kind of way he mysteriously came back again. That was the same one that Corey Fernandez wound up winning.
I remember when he was on that TV show.
Yeah.
And the board was talking. They was judging, like 3 judges.
Yeah.
And what's the boy name to do all the voices? Rip. No.
Was it not Rip Michael? Not no. Michael. No, anyway, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
the
but
guy do the Jay-Z voices and all that.
Yeah,
anyway,
he big now, but yeah, I know you're talking about
whatever his name is. But he said, look, this national TV, this channel 29, they had the comedy competition. He like, you come down here with your coat tucked in your pants on national TV.
Oh,
yo,
yeah.
I
They
could
went in
not
on
stop laughing. This nigga
they
had his
roasted.
coat.
He got roasted.
He got roasted on national TV.
Roasted.
And that
but
was
guess
a bad
what?
thing.
But guess what? He got roasted and came back with vengeance.
Yeah, he's actually a funny comedian though.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when he was on that TV thing, you better.
I know exactly what you're talking about because he in that movie with he in a joint with Cat Williams and them. They got something that they got that's out that's now that's kind of big one.
I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name. But anyway, real quick, Chase, name your 5.
Say it again. Chase, say it again. I think he said it. Who did you say?
Jay Farrell.
No. Exactly.
Jay
That's
Farrell?
his name.
No,
That's
it
his
wasn't
name.
Jay Farrell.
It was Jay Farrell.
It was the heavyset boy that does a good Jay-Z and
you talking about the one that played on Saturday Night Live for a little bit.
No, he was on Mad TV.
He just said it. Say it again. Spears.
Aries Spears.
Yeah, Aries Spears.
Yeah, Aries Spears.
Yeah.
On there. And he was busting on my man from Philly.
Yeah.
And then it was Aries Spears.
Yeah, that's right.
COVID backflashes.
COVID backflash. But then it was a white girl from Philly that they had on there.
I don't know no white girls from Philly that's comedians.
It was a white girl that Mr. Rod put on the show. And the boy Aries Spears was like, yo, you should not have been on this show. I've been to the Laugh House. I don't know how you got to be on this. Yo, he went in on her. She was about to cry on national TV. It was crazy. But anyway, no, it wasn't Jay Farrell. It was Aries Spears. But look,
okay, yeah. I was talking about Sparrow for one. Go ahead.
Name 5 of your top comedians. No, before you do that, I never asked this question. Who do you think your style is like? Like who if you had to pick somebody that performs like you, like do you tell long stories? Do you tell quick jokes? Do you tell who's your style like? If you would say somebody's like you.
So I can describe the way I can let me describe my comedy because I don't really try to mirror nobody's. I just go off how I feel. So when I first hit the stage, I try to do like a lot of short jokes to get attention. So the first 5 minutes, like you know, all short jokes, punchlines for like the first minute to establish a relationship with the audience and the crowd. And once I draw them in, then I can tell my. But I prefer story-based comedy. It don't gotta be long stories, but I like to tell my life experience, my experiences, my perspective, and just tell them about who I am. So my goal is when I leave a comedy stage, I want the crowd to know who I am personally, based off my style of comedy, based off how. So I'm more of a personable. I try to be personable on stage versus camouflaging a lot of jokes and quick wits and punchlines. I try to be more personal so people can relate to me, not can relate to them. Because plenty of times when I got off stage, people come to me and be like, I've been through the same thing, or that happened to you too, and so forth and so on. That's the kind of connection I like to draw with the crowd. Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you one thing, Chase. You didn't answer not one question yet. So we're gonna let you do your own interview. We want you just to answer questions. Because Malcolm, I don't Chase is like, I'm gonna tell you what you are. You're a politician, yo. Chase ain't answered shit. He said, well, I'm gonna tell you about me. I'm gonna tell you what I would do. And somebody keep posting up, what would Jesus do? Chase, we're gonna nominate you for mayor.
First of all, the questions is biased. They're very light-hearted. And I can't flow. Come on, man. My best 5 top comedians is I got no fucking 5 best comedians, man. I don't even watch comedy. Yeah, damn. I'm out here in this fucking struggle, man. I've been down for the last year, fucking this pandemic. I got kids. I got a wife. I got responsibilities, man. Ain't nobody watching nobody comedians. I'm just fucking with nobody.
All right.
Man.
All right. So we're gonna do it like this. Since you don't watch comedians, I'm gonna ask you my question I asked everybody. I know Uncle's gonna get mad at me because he say I ask the same questions all the time. But what I would like to know is if we were doing a show, who would be your 3 that you would make sure got that bag to do a good performance?
So let me just say, all right. So let me ask you a question. Let me answer your question. Let me answer your question.
Yeah. I just want you to answer one. God damn.
Let me put a spin on your. Let me put a spin on your question just so that I can narrow it in.
Okay, political.
So if I had to do a show, Philly based. If I do a Philly based show,
it don't have to be Philly based.
Funny Mike.
Okay.
I want to do a Philly based show. You can't.
Okay. That's cool.
I don't have no answer for you, man.
Okay, you good. You good. Philly based.
Honestly, I think Funny Mike is probably one of the funniest comedians. I like Nathan Landlord because he's the most.
My guy.
To me, he's very consistent.
That's my guy.
And I'm loving Kobe Jack energy right now. I'm loving Kobe Jack energy right now. So I would host that show with Kobe. Funny.
All right, so now you got those 3, and then now who would close it out? Pass them 3. Now you get a closer, because I knew I had to set you up like this for at least to get something out of it.
I would let Nate close it. I would let Nate close it because Nate can hold it.
Nate's a good guy.
Like
Nate's definitely funny. Shout out to Nate. He's another Nate.
And I would give
Nate.
I would give my best spot. I give my guest spot if he sells 30 tickets.
Damn. Oh well, he not gonna perform then. He not performing because they ain't selling no 30. He might call me up. Hey, look, best friend, I need you to sell like 20 of these for me.
Yo.
I let Malcolm. I would prefer for Malcolm to host some shit like that because he is hands down one of the best hosts the city got right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true.
That's true.
So what I'm saying, like that's how I would do it.
That's true.
No,
thank you.
Well, I feel like I got
to the way he's looking at me.
Yeah.
No,
he's about to get mad. He's about to be mad.
Hit the button. I was about to have him hit the button.
He's about to text the engineer and say, hit the button. Hit the button
on that nigga. If he would have went through all them names and they say my name, nigga, hit the button on this nigga. He gonna say Kobe Jack, nigga. I said, okay. But no, it's a lot of Philadelphia definitely got a lot of good comedians, a lot of cats that's hungry, a lot of all the comedians now in Philly is into trying to look good. Everybody is got a big beard. Everybody got,
Right, you talking about the beards. Right, you talking about the beards.
No, I'm just saying everybody is into the fashion now. Because when I first started, when I first started, everybody had on a white t-shirt. Everybody had on, with some ketchup on the shirt, and that's how everybody was performing. Now, everybody got a suit on, shades on stage, and it's dark in the room. Everybody's trying to be like they done made it already. Like my man Buck, he have on silver shoes with spikes on it. He'll have glasses with spikes coming out the glasses, like he done filmed 14 movies. When we started, you remember Chase Laugh House? Ain't nobody had no money. Kev had no money. Michael Blackson had no money. Cats had on a white t-shirt. It was some ketchup on the side of the
Malcolm,
shirt.
Now what you're doing right now is borderline hating. But
that's real.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. They definitely had that, but you ain't gonna still wear the same shit. When you was here, that's what you did. But if you get here and you worked hard to get here, let you get there. Guess what? You wear them tight suits too.
No,
your suits be like that.
No.
You had some tight suits. You had them Steve Harvey specials.
Derek Gaines, homie, let me tell you something. Derek Gaines will come on stage with a regular old baseball shirt on that you wouldn't even wear, and some Chucks. And
who is that? I don't know who that is.
My man Derek Gaines. He started out famous. The Laugh House. He's on the Last OG now. He's doing a lot of stuff in New York and LA and all that.
I don't know.
He's doing his thing. But what I'm saying is,
he's still doing that because he don't have that pay scale that they have. You got to think about it.
No,
Kev got $200 million.
Listen,
he ain't supposed to still wear no goddamn t-shirt.
Listen, homie,
can't wear no t-shirt.
You ever watch?
You can't do it.
You ever watch American Idol? Simon Cowell got on a white t-shirt. Everybody got shades on, 15 gold chains on. Niggas got rings on. This nigga got on a white t-shirt.
You know why?
And he
you know why?
The building.
You know why?
Owned the building.
But you know why?
Okay.
Because they scared of you niggas gonna rob them when they come out. They going over. They dealing with niggas. He in there with all them niggas, and they singing and they trying to come up. But when he go to the big spots, them awards and all that, they got the shit on. You ain't going. You can't go around. You can't go around a bunch of broke people showing off.
People think
can't do it.
People think if they wear all this suits and you have to have. Listen, hold on, Nate. You have to have jokes. The people don't give a fuck what you doing. If
Mike
you ain't got no jokes. Remember, look.
Mike ain't got no jokes.
Jace, tell him about. Shout out to my man, Old School. Tell him about Old School. This brother is sharp.
Oh, I know Old School. Old School sharp.
He's sharp.
Guess what?
Suit tight.
Yeah.
And people be about to shoot his ass while he on that stage.
People Old School got the best. He got the best parties, the best events.
But he be trying to do stand up.
He's not funny though.
Huh?
He not funny though.
Right. So them suits. I remember. Look. This nigga was bombing one time. Hold on, real quick. This nigga was on stage, and it was the funniest thing I ever seen in my life. He on stage and he bombing. He had on a white suit, the white lapel, the flower right here. He had the white hat on. He had the white cane, and them motherfuckers. He was bombing to hell. So he gonna be on the mic. He said, "Oh, I get it. I understand. Hold on a second, people." He turned around. He had his back, and he said he turned back around, and he had his shirt buttoned down, thinking that he looked different, like he a whole different dude. Maybe y'all wasn't laughing because my shirt was up to you. Nigga, you the same motherfucker. You still popping. He thought he was gonna be a whole different motherfucker when he turned back around, like that was gonna help. Nigga, you the same nigga that just was popping.
Well, you also know that. You also know when you get that big, it's not even you saying sometimes what you're gonna wear.
You ever see
that's the difference?
You ever see Dave Chappelle? But that
Dave
is a regular ass nigga. And you know what? Them motherfucking jokes is ridiculous. And he a regular nigga. No,
he a different breed.
Watches, no gold
he a different breed.
On,
he a different breed. But that watch that Dave got on his motherfucking wrist ain't our price watch. Don't get it fucked up. The shirt might be $20.
That's true.
The pants might be $100. But that watch.
Let me just.
We say, Chase.
The one thing we got to take into consideration with all of these different styles is, I know for me, image sells. Image sells.
Absolutely.
Money sells, but if you can brand image, that shit can go farther than comedy. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I know for me, when I get on stage, I'm trying to sell a brand. I'm trying to be funny, but I'm trying to sell a brand. I'm presentable.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to look the part. I'm trying to act the part. And I want people to see me beyond a comedy stage. So I know with me, like I love doing stand-up comedy, but stand-up comedy has opened the doors to so much shit. Like I've been asked to host, like to be the MC at funerals.
Yeah.
Because of my humor, my personality.
Right.
Absolutely.
I do events at the school board. Pico called me to host some events. Like, so it's you got to have a personality, you got to have an image, you got to have a brand.
You got to be marketable.
It took me. You got to be marketable. I know, Malcolm, you probably remember this, but back when I first started, you would never ever catch me on stage not dressed up. Now, when I say dressed up, I'm not talking about shirt like suit and tie,
but just
but like I got dressed. I put it on like there was a concept, and I never wore a t-shirt. I always had some type of button-up shirt. It wasn't until like 4 years into it that I started wearing t-shirts when I performed. Because it's like I want to sell a brand. I want to sell the image.
You know what's so funny? You know what's so funny about that? My mom got me to realizing that the women like to want to be with the comedians. And I'm gonna tell you what happened. We at the Laugh House. I'm new. We had open mic night, and Talent was on stage. Talent's about 6'5", 6'6". And I heard my mom say to her girlfriend, if I was a couple of years younger, I would talk to him. And when I said, what did you say? And that's when I realized that the women like the comedians that look good on stage. And I heard her say, I would talk to that nigga if I was a little bit younger. And I'll never forget her saying that. And I'm still mad about that shit to this very day. When she said that, but Talent was on stage.
She's a cougar. She's a cougar.
She said, I would have talked to that nigga. I said, what? What'd you say? But now I realize the women, you know, it's more women in the room than men. It's all women, you know.
Always.
It's always women. And you know, just like when I told some people you was coming on here tonight, Chase, you got some fans, some women that said, oh no, I'm gonna check you out. I'm gonna come on here and check you out because they know who you are. But you're right. You know, you have to, you know, have an image, and image does sell the tickets. I know a comedian. It was a chick. I ain't gonna say her name.
Yeah,
but the promoter,
we need ratings.
The promoter would put her on the flyer. She was trying to be a comedian, but she was horrible. But the promoter would put her on the flyer just because she was looking good as shit, and people was buying the tickets. And
what's her name? What's her name? What's her name?
I'm not gonna do that. I'm trying to check.
Tell me
I'm
this.
changing my life now. Okay.
Now you found God.
I'm no longer doing what I used to do. But her name,
hey, Chase,
okay. Her name was Anaya Duki. But you know,
Anaya what?
Anaya, I think it was Dokley or something like that.
Okay.
But
so I set you up. That was decent.
Yeah. But back then,
yeah.
I mean, she's probably good now, but people was putting her on shows.
We gotta find her.
She looked. And
we gotta find her because we need ratings.
Nah, I'm no longer I'm changing. I'm no longer cussing. I'm no longer cussing.
You just cussed 10 times.
I didn't cuss on here.
Yeah, you did. I'm gonna bring it back. We're gonna look at it later on. You know how we do it. You cussed 10 times.
Man, get out of here, man.
Yeah.
I'm no longer cussing. I'm changing, you know, my style. I'm changing my style. Because my team said, Malcolm, you have to change, you have to slow it down. You gotta tone it down. And I said, all right, you're right. Let's go. So
yeah, well, guess what I'm gonna say? Fuck all that. You know we got fuck all that. Hey Chase, where can they find you at? See, Malcolm always trying to let somebody change him. You 70 years old. Nigga, you ain't changing now. Nigga, you retired age right now. Ain't nobody changing you.
I'm changing my style. I'm changing my style.
Where can they find you at, Chase?
Where can they find you at, Chase?
Hey, on Instagram, I'm Chase_comedian. Yeah, Chase_comedian on Instagram and Twitter. And Chase Lamar Smith on Facebook. And that's about it. I got some shit going on, but nothing I want to talk about.
That's what's up, man. Listen, man, real rap. I actually put you on stage for the first time, and I watched how you started out. And I'm not gonna lie, I did not think you was gonna continue comedy. You stuck in it. You worked hard. You got better, and you became a stone cold beast in the game. And I'm proud of what you're doing, and I'm proud that you stay to yourself and do your thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And you keep it to yourself. And you definitely, people go out when you see him on a flyer. Definitely come out and support this brother, man. And thank you for coming on, Big Chase. And thank you for, you know what I mean? This thing is going to be on Spotify and all that kind of shit, so you can go back and hear everything, man. And thank you, man.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Nick. Tell Big Ron G. I appreciate him in the background doing what he do. Thanks for the opportunity.
Right. Absolutely. And I'm gonna get with you, Chase. We're gonna do something. Yeah. We do actually know each other. I'm gonna make you realize how we do know each other. Now I don't know Paul, because Malcolm will say some more freaky shit.
No doubt.
I would have.
I know you.
But
I know you.
Over.
But that's
you know what I was about to say something.
You know my personality. Yeah, I know your personality. But that's like my brother. No, that's my brother's people, and I'm gonna let him know it. I didn't want to do it on air. You know what I mean? All right.
I'm a new guy. No longer, no cussing, no going in on people. I'm a whole new guy.
No, you definitely trying to do something different, because you'd have got me for that.
Oh yeah, I would have got you for that. When you said that, I would have got you for that. Don't say that with me on here. But guess what? This is the new and improved Malcolm Hill. And let's see how far I can get.
For 1 week. All right, Chase.
All right, Big Chase. We out.
All right.
Listen, man, is Obona hanging in? Listen, my man Chase, very, very funny dude, man. Love him to death. You know what I'm saying? Like when he first started, you know, he I was like, yo, you ain't supposed to be doing stand-up comedy. You're supposed to be doing something else. But he stuck with it, man. And he's definitely one of the funny guys in the city. You know, we got a lot of funny cats. Is Obona on there?
Obona was here and he left, so you closing it out.
Oh, your mic is muted.
Oh, no, it ain't. You can't hear me?
I don't know what happened. Your mic is muted. But anyway, listen.
Oh, he here. He here.
He on there?
Bring Obona in.
Okay. Obona, what's
No,
up,
man? What y'all trying to do, man?
What up, homie?
You don't left and
What up,
came
big man?
back and left and came
You know we
back
gotta
and
have a
left
final
and came
word
back
from the big
like
man,
you're a
Obona
DJ.
Higgins, baby. One of the smartest, intelligent brothers in the city of Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy that you're part of the Hill-arious Show, man.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. What you got for us,
I
Obona?
said
How
we
you
was gonna
doing
talk
today,
about-
brother?
We said we was gonna talk about why people don't stick together and don't support each other. What was we talking about earlier before you hung up?
First of all, I would like to just, send some warm greetings out to the Hill-arious Show audience,
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Like at least greet the people, before I, go in.
Okay. You looking good.
You know what I'm saying?
Your face is shiny. Your face is shiny. You looking, you know what I mean? You
Come
must
on,
got a
man.
light on you.
Listen, we're on the World Wide Web, man. You never know who may be watching.
Right.
You know, the scriptures say something to the effect, be ye also ready. You got to always be ready because you never know when your opportunity may come.
Right.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
What were we talking about, Malcolm?
I think
I was I was saying, you were saying how people who quote unquote make it need to come back and just give back. Right. So like you were talking about how if you're a comedian and you make it, you're going to come back and, reach out for some other folk. Right.
Right. I was saying the people that started out with you from the beginning, whoever support me or support whatever movement, I believe those are the people that when you make it to another level, you always supposed to come back and look out for and never change what works. A lot of people like you on this show right now, this show gonna get bigger. People gonna be wanting you to be on their show and wanting you to move on to another show. But when you
no. First of all, I'm a brand already.
Right.
So but what I'm saying is this: if you make it,
right.
If I'm doing something good, for you to come back and feature me on something that's good, right?
Right.
But how about if that person is always with their hand out looking for you to give them something?
Thank you.
You see, so what I'm saying is it's up to the individual. Each individual has their own talent. Malcolm,
Absolutely.
There is nothing that you can do that will stop me from doing what I'm going to do.
Absolutely.
There is no amount of money that you can make that will stop me from making the amount of money that I'm going to make.
Absolutely.
What's for me is for me, and what's for you is for you. And I'm afraid that what happens is just like during the holidays, what do the politicians do? They give out turkeys, they give out bicycles.
Right.
So my philosophy is this. Why do you always have to look like the big man and you're giving somebody something? The old saying, don't give somebody a fish, teach them how to fish. So my philosophy is instead of always giving and giving and giving the so-called poor, show the poor how to become rich. Because we all have the God-given ability with the use of our mind to do whatever it is that we want to do. But we always have this boogeyman, he's responsible for my failure, or this politician didn't do this, so I couldn't make it. No, you couldn't make it because you didn't do what you needed to do to make it. Absolutely. So I absolutely hate when people say you should just go back and give back and give back, because what that
Absolutely.
does, that keeps that person that's receiving in a position to always have their hand out. I want to see that person excel. I want to see that person prosper, and we all can prosper. There is no reason for there to be poor people. They say, I hear people say that, you know, oh, you have to have a poor class. I disagree with that.
Absolutely.
You know, the scriptures say something to the effect that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, right? So it's the earth is plentiful. If you look at an organic fruit, right, and you cut, like say you cut a watermelon open, right?
Right.
You see hundreds of seeds in that watermelon, which means that's hundreds of potential for life. And the only thing that has to be done with that, with those seeds, is to plant it and to cultivate it. So it's the same thing with the individual. Your mind is a seed. But what you have to do is you gotta cultivate that mind. You gotta fertilize that mind. You gotta put some good things in that mind to really be able to understand who you are and to be able to move forward.
Absolutely.
You have the ability. It's nobody outside of you. Stop trying to blame somebody for why you're failing. You're failing because you're a failure, but it's not because you want to be a failure.
Absolutely.
You have to use your mind. So look, all this time that people are home during the pandemic, right? How many people have got some extra tutoring in whatever it is that they don't know? Because there's all kinds of applications online, YouTube, you can learn all kinds of things. There are classes. So if you're home and you're just spending all that time watching TV, playing on Facebook, as opposed to cultivating your mind, don't blame nobody else for why you're failing. You're failing because you're failing.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? And the last thing I'm gonna say is, you know, the city is talking about opening up the schools. Oh, the kids need to go back to school. They're losing so much. But here's the deal for real. If the students do not apply themselves while they're in school, it's not going to matter. If they don't apply themselves when they're at home virtually, it's not going to matter. If they don't practice their spelling words, if they don't read their lessons, if they don't memorize, it is not going to matter whether they're in school or whether they're at home. So what I'm saying is that we have to motivate and inspire the youth to want education, not to study for a test, but to study to learn the information, and not just to study what the school is giving you, but we have, you know, we have these cell phones. We got the information all on these little things in our hands. So anything that you want to know about anything is at your fingertips. So do for yourself, you know. Don't look for anybody else to give you anything. Not saying that you don't need support, because we all need some support.
Right.
Absolutely.
But just do for yourself. Use your mind to create and imagine something different. Create. I mean, everybody sees some things that's wrong. You know, I hear people say, oh, there's no Afro-American corner stores. So the person that's saying it, they have to start doing it. Stop looking for the them and the they to do something when you have the idea. Usually when the person has an idea, they're the ones that's supposed to do it, but they're so used to looking for somebody else to do something that they don't use their God-given mind to do and to create what they can.
That's what's up.
That was heavy. That was heavy. Obona, that was heavy. As always.
Hey, man.
Listen, it's
about the people, man. It's about giving out information.
To have you on, man.
Wait a minute. Hold up, man. Wait a minute.
Oh, no. Don't tell
Philly
me
fruit, man.
Oh, you got.
Don't forget about Philly fruit,
money, man. Come on, man.
Yo, hold up.
Break that money up with all of us.
I'm gonna definitely get y'all a few bottles of the juice.
Yeah, we gonna have to. Hey, Malcolm, we gonna definitely have to get with Obona, because he been killing it for the last 2 weeks with this Philly fruit.
Hey, Philly fruit, man. Don't forget about Philly fruit. African American owned and operated, straight from the hood, you know? So and this brother used his mind. It's a whole lot of other juices out there, right?
Money without us.
But wait, there's a whole lot of other juices and drinks out there, right?
We gonna call you Bobby Brown now, because you is a single artist. now Malcolm already don't pop up here when his and hers. Listen, and he don't pop them on his and hers. And you don't fill them a Philly fruit.
It's an honor, pleasure, and honor to have you on the show.
My man.
Always, man. I had a great time, man. Shout out to Chase. Shout out to the engineer, Ron G's. Shout out to my man, NA, each and every Thursday, 7 o'clock, the Hill-arious Show, man. Make sure y'all keep tuning in, man. We out of here. Peace.
All right,
Ron G, bring it in, Ron G.
Give us some of that money,